Hey fam, today I'm going to be sharing with you one of the most important things that matters to me, and that's on how to create compassion in the world around you. I named my channel Create Compassion because the goal of this channel is simply to make the world a more understanding, empathetic, loving place. And we start by creating compassion in ourselves and in the world around us. So today's going to be part one of a two-part video series on how to actually create compassion in the world around you. I'm going to be breaking these two videos down into two major steps, and this first step is to make the change in yourself first. The first part of this first step is just to understand what is self-compassion. And let me tell you, it's not a journey and not something you have to work toward attaining. It's something you have to work toward keeping. And most importantly, self-compassion, self-love, whatever you want to call it, it's a choice, not a journey, like I said. Know that self-compassion is not competitive, it is not jealous, it is not boastful, it is loving, it is gentle, and it is kind, and it feels that way too. Now that you know that self-compassion is a choice and something you have to work at keeping, how can you attain it? How is it something that you can actually work at? Well, this next part of self-compassion is where a lot of people kind of lose their track on attaining it and maintaining it. Just like you want the best for the people you love in your life, you should want the best for yourself when you love yourself. This means that the first part of maintaining self-compassion is just understanding your own wrongdoings. You have to be willing to admit where you're wrong. For example, I know I've said some hurtful things to the people I'm really close to in the past, and so one of the wrongdoings that I know I can work on and address and get better at is loving people more intentionally, and also working at not unintentionally hurting anyone, because sometimes it is unintentional, but I do want to make those moments less and less and bring compassion out more and more. Other wrongdoings that I know are common for a lot of us are feeling unexplained rage toward situations and people, also expressing that rage, lying, cheating yourself or someone else out of something important, valuing materialism or superficiality above people and being a kind person, pushing your relationships away in light of selfish pursuits. These are all things we all do honestly, that are our wrongdoings. These are things that we can fix, that we can admit to ourselves, that we can just work at changing. And if we love ourselves, we want the best for us, so we want to work at these things and become better people. After you've admitted where you're wrong in life and you can work at making those positive changes, the next step toward building true self-compassion is addressing and recognizing your fears. Do you let your worry, your fear, and your stress affect your actions? Are you constantly thinking negative thoughts that start out with the phrase, "what if"? I will say that in the Bible it says there is no fear in love. So in order to truly create more self-love and compassion, we need to address our fear first. Also, did you know things like greed and superficiality are rooted in fear and insecurity? And as we should know from some of my previous videos, insecurity is a killer of self-compassion. It destroys self-compassion. So if you are struggling with these things, just admit it to yourself. It's okay, because once you admit it to yourself and you recognize that those things are there, you can work at getting past them. We can always replace things rooted in fear with love, and when we replace things with love, we make the world our better place and we make ourselves better people. And the last part of this first step about making the change yourself is simply to make the choice to bring self-compassion into your life. You know, I already said that we should understand it, but now it's time to make the choice. Are we going to live authentically? Are we going to put more love into our lives? And do we understand that before we can address the problems in this world, we have to make the changes ourselves? A lie that this world will tell you time and time again is that you are perfect just the way you are. And if we tell everyone that, well, we know for a fact that there are other people we know aren't perfect, so we have to be willing to admit that we're not perfect as well. When we believe we're all perfect, none of us make positive changes, and we all can see bad things happening in this world, so that should be proof enough that we're all able to change and we're worth the love and care that it takes to change as well. You can accept yourself, you can love yourself, but again, when you love yourself, you want what's best for you. And so do the things that will bring positive change into your life and positive change into your own inner self. That being said, it takes a lot of character development to maintain self compassion. It can be really, really difficult, but that's why I make these videos and that's why I invite you to create compassion. That's why I continue to talk about it because I know it's an ongoing effort for my own self and I want to help you bring more self compassion into your life as well. Here we talk about faith, we talk about Christian life, and we talk about mental health. I don't think that these things are talked about together enough, so that's why another reason I made this channel. If you like this video, please subscribe and like it, and just know part 2 is coming up real soon, so I hope you'll stay tuned for the next part about how to create compassion in the world around you. You are a wonderful person, and I hope you have a day as wonderful as you are.